Hey creators, let's talk about titles and thumbnails. The first things your audience sees when deciding what to watch. Think of them as your content's billboard. You want to tell a story, spark curiosity, share a sneak peek, and attract more viewers to your videos. We'll cover things to keep in mind when designing thumbnails, tips for writing titles, and how to use analytics to see how these elements are performing. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about thumbnails. Before you design, consider who your target audience is. If you're catering to your subscribers, you may want to feature familiar elements, like a picture of you or your pets. Or if you want to appeal to a broader audience, you can use universally recognizable elements and ask yourself, what value is your video offering the viewer, and how can the thumbnail help communicate that and encourage viewers to watch? Be accurate. It's also very important that thumbnails accurately reflects your content, which can lead to better watch time. On the flip side, a misleading thumbnail can lead to decreased watch time, as viewers might click off as soon as they realize it didn't accurately represent the content itself. Go for the emotional impact. Think about how you can express a story or an emotion in your thumbnail. For example, include a moment of peak discovery, conflict, or excitement to hook your viewers. Take pictures during your shoot of faces or relevant props, so you have several options to include when creating your thumbnail. And finally, familiarize yourself with our thumbnails policy in the Help Center to make sure yours doesn't violate our community guidelines. Now that you're done planning, here are some design tips to help you bring your idea to life. Make the design pop, even on small screens. A lot of viewers are on mobile devices, so make sure the thumbnail still looks good and readable shrunk down. We recommend 1280 by 720 pixels, which is a 16:9 ratio, and saving it as a JPEG, GIF, BPM, or PNG. Use the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a guideline used in visual design. It states that if you divide your image into thirds, both horizontally and vertically, the main subject or element should be where these lines intersect. This helps create interest in the composition of your thumbnail. And don't make the design too busy. Dynamic use of color and composition can help catch the eye, but too much can be overwhelming. Strike a balance when using lots of color or elements. And remember, tastes change over time. Don't be afraid to experiment with new thumbnail designs and even update old ones that haven't performed well to increase your video's appeal to new viewers. Next up, let's talk about titles. Just like with your thumbnail, your title can help a viewer decide if they want to watch your video. You can think of titles in two categories: searchable and intriguing. Searchable titles are more straightforward, like how to tie a tie. These cater towards viewers' pre-existing interests and appeal to those who are searching for specific topics. On the other hand, intriguing titles focus less on searchable keywords, but instead create a strong curiosity in the viewer. And they often have a more creative relationship with their accompanying thumbnails. An example of an intriguing title could be something like, "This is not yellow." These types of titles often appeal to viewers who may not be looking for topic-specific content. But both types of titles can be successful with viewers. It's up to you to decide which works best for the content you're creating. No matter which you choose, keep these 3 tips in mind as you're writing. Number 1, be accurate. Your title should represent your video accurately, or else viewers may stop watching, which can affect your discoverability. Number 2, keep it short. Viewers may only see part of your title, so put the most important words at the beginning. Say things like branding and episode numbers for the end. And number 3, limit the use of all caps and emojis. These can be really great elements, but use them sparingly to highlight important parts of your title. Okay, now that you know the general best practices for thumbnails and titles, let's walk through how you can use analytics to see how yours are performing and to find inspiration. When evaluating the effectiveness of your titles and thumbnails, click-through rates and watch time in the first 24 hours after uploading can help give you an indication of how a video's doing. Click-through rate represents how often viewers watch a video after seeing a thumbnail. And watch time can tell you how long they stuck around. To check engagement with your subscribers, it helps to look at click-through rates in the subscriptions feed. For general audiences, it can be helpful to look at the click-through rate on home, suggested, and search, since this is where viewers often discover new videos and channels. Also, keep in mind that as reach increases, it's possible that click-through rate will decrease since a more casual audience is potentially less likely to click on your video relative to your core fan base. What's most important though is to look at the overall performance of your video. So not just click-through rates, but also things like audience retention and overall watch time. If you have a high click-through rate but low watch time and retention, it can mean your title and thumbnails initially track viewers, but that attraction isn't kept up with the actual video content. Or it can mean viewers felt like your title and thumbnail wasn't accurate. It's important to not only attract viewers, but also make sure they stick around to watch your content. And finally, if you're looking for inspiration, check out the Audience tab in Studio Analytics. Here you can find other videos your audience watched to spark ideas for your thumbnails and titles. And use the Research tab to explore what your audience and viewers are searching on YouTube. We hope these tips will help you create strong thumbnails and titles for your content. Be sure to check out the links in the description for more info. Thank you for watching.